their career head-to-head. Lamar dominating 6 wins 2-1. Brew, are you worried about the Ravens and Burrow's return?
Not worried, but my antennas are up. Like, I'm at attention now. Like, and I'm sure the Ravens are the same way. What was going to be most likely an easy win is now going to be a tough win. And I think the defense will be the difference. Baltimore's defense, we know how well they're playing. And Cincinnati's defense is, without question, the worst. And as many bad defenses as there are in the league, they are by far the worst. They can't stop the run. They can't stop the pass. They give up the most points. Like, they are a horrible defense, and I think that'll be the difference. As well as, it's not just that Lamar has owned the Bengals, 10-1 against them, 6-1 against Burrow, but Burrow is not great for whatever reason. He's not great coming off rest or the off season or whatever. Here's the grab down. These are his first games of the season for his career. All right, 76 passer rating.
This year he was healthy.
This year they were 2-0 and didn't play well.
He did not
and
play
he did
well.
the preseason this year.
Oh,
Remember they tried to switch it up. They're like,
and they did win those games, but
he wasn't good. The 5-5 TD interception ratio, like, he is clearly a rust guy over rest. And so I'm not expecting, now maybe he'll play well, I'm not expecting Joe Burrow, the Joe Burrow that we all know and respect at his best, to be there tomorrow. I'm expecting a rusty, plays okay Joe Burrow. But look, it's Joe Burrow, so their antenna should be up, and I'm sure it is, but I think the Ravens will pull it out.
So, Brew, you and I were going the same place on Burrow, which is he's just – he in particular this applies to, but I think we do a bad job with this in general with athletes and across sports, which is assume guy who, was out for a long time with injury, when they're back, they're going to be their regular self. Right. And that is just so rarely the case. But Burrow in particular, when you also add to it our knowledge that he, takes a few weeks in a season to kind of get into a froth, that makes me feel like you guys, obviously you're more worried about him than Flacco, because Flacco seemed to have cooled off a bit. But I don't think you're getting peak Joe Burrow. What I am most interested in this game, KW, is I think the Bengals defense is still awful, like truly terrible. And if historically Lamar has put up cartoonish stat lines against awful defenses. It's not that he hasn't done well against really good defenses, but the game where it's like, oh, he had more touchdowns than incompletions and had a 148 passer rating. One of those 17 of 21, 5 touchdowns, 220 yards, something like that. And if we don't see that this week, then I would be very concerned about, is for one reason or another, is Lamar post-hamstring injury and then hamstring to knee to ankle to toe just not going to cook the way he has?
Yeah. So it's funny. I'm glad Nick brought it back to the Ravens because it's not about the Bengals. And Nick pretty much had my take, although I think he took it a step further than I would want to, about Lamar and the Ravens. I look at it as the Ravens offense, not just individually Lamar. I don't need Lamar to put up those cartoonish, insane numbers, et cetera, but I do need to see the Ravens offense look legit because the Bengals defense is awful. I mean, they are, giving up 27 to the Jags, 48 to the Vikings, 28 to the Broncos, and it could have been more, quite frankly. And that was when the Broncos weren't even playing that great quite yet. The Lions, 37, 27 from the Packers, 31 from the Steelers, 39 from the Jets, 47 from the Bears, 34 from the Steelers, 26 from the Patriots, and that wasn't even, their best game. Like, this defense is awful. Okay, and so you can't have the Jets looking better than the Baltimore Ravens, the literal Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson. I don't need this peak prime Lamar of, oh my gosh, it's back, baby. But like, you need to feel like, yeah, this offense can still do whatever it wants against a terrible defense. And I don't think, though, because like Nick then took it the step too far where he's just like, if I don't see it, I don't know if we ever will essentially this year. No, it would just give you more concerns. Then you really are just like, all right, like Lamar's not fully healthy. Can he get healthier as the weeks unfold, right? Is he getting a little bit healthier with each day that passes, or is just the version of who he is right now because of health, because of whatever reason, because of how this offense is just presently constructed? I don't know if this game specifically proves one way or the other. But like, it goes a long way to just feeling like this, if you would be greatly concerned if this offense just doesn't look great against the Cincinnati Bengals team. I would be more encouraged to see the Ravens lose 45-44, okay? 45-44. But Lamar in this offense is legit. And just Joe Burrow is just tearing it up. I'd be fine with that. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, like I'd be fine with that. I wouldn't even say that's an indictment on the Ravens defense. I'd be like, whatever. But at least I'm like, okay, I saw the Baltimore Ravens offense. I see what they could do. If there's any issues on defense, they're coming to party. They got it. Your defense better be buttoned up. Otherwise, Lamar's back, Derrick Henry's back, Zay, Andrew, like they're there. Get after it. I would honestly feel better. Obviously, you'd be concerned from like a playoff and standing standpoint and all that. So I don't like to look at it through that lens, because then you want to win every single game, and every game matters. I care more about quality and how you feel about the team moving forward, rather than like trying to do the math of the standings and playoff positioning. But that's where I'm at. I really do want to get a sense of. I just want to be able to watch a game and just be like, okay, that's the Lamar I know. And that's why I'm saying it doesn't have to be this, one of those cartoonish stats that Nick is referring to. I just want to feel like everyone's healthy and everything feels organized and smooth, and you're like, all right, yeah, that was a great opening drive. They did exactly what they planned. They had a plan and they did it. They scored. That was fast. They scored a touchdown in a minute 25. Like, wow, okay, dude, they cannot stop Derrick Henry tonight. Oh my gosh. Do you see how open Zay was? And also, again, the Bengals, I'm pretty sure T. Higgins is out with a concussion, or he's out for something. I think it's a concussion, but I'm almost confident that when I was watching before, I saw the bottom line, like the little bottom line thing that gives you scores and whatnot. It said that he was out. So I'm pretty sure that's the case as well. So this offense for the Bengals isn't even necessarily full strength. It is Joe Burrow. Like, I defended Lamar when Nick said, I think he's going to be rusty. And I was like, he missed a few games. I don't think he's going to be rusty in this traditional sense. Joe Burrow now missed a chunk. And he now also didn't really get to play in the beginning of the season either. Like, he had a true injury. So like, he's going to be rusty, right? Like, he has not been able to practice. He has not been able to really be out there and do things. So I can imagine him being quite rusty, honestly. So maybe he'll surprise us. Maybe he won't. But this is a really important game from just like an identity building for the Baltimore Ravens and a confidence building for the Baltimore Ravens. They do need it. They absolutely positively do need that. Every season is a new season, and so you're always trying to figure out who you are, how legit you are, and if you can win convincingly here, win easy, have this offense rolling, it goes a really, really long way to begin to build that belief within that locker room. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson? Do you think there's any concerns going up against the Bengals? What do you want to see? What do you need to see? What do you expect to see? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.